Hi, everyone. I'm Henry. Oh, thank you. So I grew up on the West Coast in the United States in a very small town in the mountains of Oregon. And, hello, Oregon. This town is very liberal, but in the early 2000s when I was in high school, it didn't feel like you could be gay. So I was just the best boy instead. I wanted to make everyone like me. I did everything I could just to be friends with everyone so that I would not be made fun of for being gay. So I was the student body president. I was prom king. I went with a girl. Felt really bad about that because I was wasted at the prom and she had to hold me up for our dance. But anyway. So I ended up leaving really, truly like the day after I graduated, moved to LA, and more or less never looked back. Now, my 10-year high school reunion was coming up. And I thought, you know what, now I'm out, I'm feeling my oats, I feel good about myself, I want to go back. Because I do love these people, I really grew up with them, and now I get to be myself, so I'm going to go back. So I get to the reunion, but the day before the reunion was 4th of July in LA, and I partied my face off. And I had been taking mushrooms and moon rocks, which is like a very pure form of MDMA, and my system was not the best. But I get to the reunion, and it's a BYOB reunion, so you have to bring your own alcohol, and people did. And it was very fun. Everyone was getting lit, and we were all getting to know each other again. And I saw one of my classmates, Trevor, and he had his girlfriend there. And I said, oh, Trevor was hot. Trevor was on the football team. Trevor was straight. Trevor was in a band. And, you know, I was chatting with Trevor and his girlfriend, and I said, well, I'm gay now. And he said, well, we're all a little gay. So I was like, oh, okay. I ended up getting wasted, and my friend Gary was also there, and Gary was the sort of party boy in high school. He didn't graduate high school, so it was amazing that he made it to the reunion. And Gary pulled me into the bathroom and was like, you're wasted, and started shoving coke into my nose, you know, to get me right. The reunion moved to a bar, so the party kept going. And in the bar, in the melee of the bar, I was browning out, right, you know. And the next thing I know, I'm in a 3-way makeout session with Trevor and his girlfriend. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I mean, it was truly like full redemption, you know? Like, I couldn't be gay in high school. I barely kissed anyone. I made out with like one girl on a log at a party in the mountains, you know? And so this was like, I felt like I was getting what I missed during those years where I wished I could have been out, right? And in that moment, it's sort of like the universe will want to give you everything, but then it won't give you everything. It's going to keep one thing from you because you cannot have it all. I sharded my pants. Does everyone know what sharding is? It's when you think you're going to fart, but then you diarrhea a little bit. Because my system was all fucked up from the drugs from the last 24 hours. Now, what would you do in this situation? Would you go through with a threesome if you know you just sharded? Yes. I did. So, I went to the bathroom, I threw my white Aussie bum underwear away, I cleaned myself up as best I could, and then I went to Trevor's childhood home with him and his girlfriend. And Trevor and I were like going to town on each other, like, oh, and like grabbing her tits, being like, you're still involved. I woke up but I remember he tried to get near my ass at one point, and I said, no. It's clean on the outside, but not on the inside. In the morning, I went to the swimming hole in the town. You know, I snuck out of there. They were still passed out. I went to the swimming hole, and you know, Gary saw me, who shoved the coke up my nose, and he said, "You hooked up with Trevor, didn't you?" And I said, "You knew?" And he goes, "Everybody saw." And I said, "Yeah, I did." And he goes, "Well, you know, I've been there." And I was like, "Wait a second. You also sucked Trevor's dick?" And then I realized I was the one missing out. Everybody else was still doing this that I was missing out on. Now, a few years later, I found out that Trevor passed away. Trevor had a terrible sort of alcohol issue and apparently, you know, passed away in the forest of Oregon. Really, like, tragic story. And 3 weeks ago was my 20-year high school reunion. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back again. I hadn't really been back since the 10-year, but I felt like I needed to go back again to sort of like round out this full experience. So I go back, and it feels different. People aren't partying as hard. Some people have gotten sober. People have kids. People look rough. Some people look good. And Gary is there. And Gary has Trevor's ashes in a vial. And he was so fucking funny about it because the whole night he said, "Say it to Trevor." "So, Henry, Trevor's dead, so whose dick are you gonna suck?" Truly. At least, you know, making it a lighter situation. Ultimately, going back for this, it was so strange because it's like nostalgia hits you in the face, like again, from your past. And nostalgia is this strange emotion of like, it's like pleasure and pain at the same time. It's a strange thing. And you might wonder, will I go back to my 30th? And I might go to catch up with people, although it was a little sad. But I don't need to. Thank you.